Hi everyone, back with another review on a device called the CheChirp Box. The CheChirp Box is very similar to the Yoto mini box where you can stick in cards and listen to kids' stories. I bought the Yoto mini for my kids a few Christmases ago and they kind of got bored of it. You listen to the same story over and over again, and kids can only listen to the same story so many times before they want another one, and then the cards are really expensive. Anyways, the Yoto Mini kind of seems like a scam. I made a few videos on the Yoto Mini for free out of my own time, and then this company reached out to me and said, do you want to do a review on the CheChirp Box? So the idea of this box is that you can interact with the stories, and then the stories change each time, which is very clever. So they sent me 3 stories to start, and each of these cards have multiple stories on them. So there's probably 4 stories on each card, 12 stories total, and then you can interact with the stories differently. So I'm going to compare this CheChirp box to the Yoto mini box. They're almost identical, interestingly, in terms of physical design, other than that third button. These are both dead, and we're charging them up from scratch. They do look pretty identical. The holes on the top are the same. The width looks different. The knobs are different. This has a talk button right here. So the sides are a little different. They both have headphone ports. The sides, you can see here, a tidge different.
Glad to have you on board. Let's get connected and start our adventure. Please make sure you've downloaded the CheChirp app and completed registration. If so, you can select Add Device in the app's Mine menu to start the setup process.
Okay, when you first turn this on, you need to turn this to the left and then turn this to the right and click this to update the firmware once you are connected to the Wi-Fi. So first connect to the Wi-Fi in the app, and you can set up the device, and then you want to update the firmware immediately or it's going to be buggy. So this top button is the enter button, or OK. This is the back button, so you can hit that to go back. Turning it to the right has these different things you can do, like your profiles or different stories you can do once you put the card in. Then it's downloaded to the box, and then you can play these stories once the card is downloaded to the box by inserting it into here.
Ready to hop in your time machine?
And then you can hit enter. And then you get to listen to the story. Well, it's completely frozen, to be honest, and can't get it to respond. Holding buttons doesn't do anything. Holding the power button doesn't do anything. I don't see a reset button. Okay, I couldn't figure out how to get this off, so I took these 2 rubber pads off, took the screws out, opened it up. I'm going to unplug it. So I simply had to unplug that white connector right there. I'm going to put it right back in. Okay, after I did that, it worked again, and now I can interact with it.
You gonna help this poor rabbit? Woohoo! Great choice. All right, fine. You start untangling her ears. 1 knot, the front desk receptionist at Nada Hotel. And you are? Quick! Tell the rabbit your name. Yay! Well done. Hi bounces into the room. Boing, boing, boing. What was his previous job? Rabbit suddenly leans in and whispers in your ear.
Cleaning the floor.
You imagine the toad used to clean the floor, hopping around with a tiny mop in its webbed feet, making everything squeaky clean, Mr. Eagle said. Please introduce yourself. The toad clears his throat. Is this the mission target?
No.
Overall, this is a pretty straightforward concept. You get to listen to the stories and interact with them. They ask you simple questions. My son does seem to be more engaged with this than the Yoto Mini. So overall, I would recommend this. I think it's really cool that the stories change each time and that you really can get your money's worth.